KD tweeted, quote, "My theory is that guys like Skip and Shannon have changed the game for the worse." Ooh, harsh. Shannon, what's your reaction?
I respect KD's opinion. He can disagree with things that I say on television. I don't go out of my way to be malicious. My job is to offer up an opinion, a strong critique of what I saw. If a guy plays well, I say he played well. If he didn't play well, I say he didn't play well.
You do.
If he does something off the field and we talk about it, I say, well, you put yourself, that was very unprofessional. Or I'm not going to co-sign. I don't care, black, white, whatever it is. I believe wrong is wrong. And a lot of times people want me to co-sign bad behavior because the guy that committed the bad behavior was in our community. Yep. No, I'm going to call it out. I'm going to say he was wrong. And that's what I believe that we...
See Antonio Brown.
Antonio Brown.
Go ahead.
But it doesn't... And well, LeBron. When LeBron is wrong, I don't have a problem saying LeBron is wrong. When LeBron doesn't play well, I have no problem saying LeBron didn't play well. And
Sort of, but go ahead.
I think a lot of times guys will see me out. A lot of guys, some of the guys that I've offered critiques of will say, man, bro, you hard, but you fair. He say, I really believe that you call it right down the middle. You don't have, he said, you do like LeBron, though, but there's nothing not to like about LeBron. The problem that I have with Kevin Durant is that he has this notion, because I didn't play the game of basketball, I played football, that's why I earned my medal, is that, well, he get his NBA knowledge from Twitter. No, KD, I was watching games without sound when you was like 6. Because I got kids damn near your age. Mm-hmm. And I've been watching TV and playing the game a lot long, damn near as long as you've been alive.
True.
So for me, that's the only part that I have. I got nothing with what he said. It was like he was taking a shot at Stephen A. and then threw me and you in there. Well, Skip, granted, Skip, there's a 24-hour now, there's these debate shows, and we have strong opinions. And a lot of times Kevin Durant doesn't like the opinions that he have because Kevin Durant is under the notion, if you didn't play the game, how could you know how do you know the game? KD, the guy that drafted you, didn't play. Sam Presti didn't play NBA basketball.
He did not.
And
he barely played college basketball.
R.C. Buford didn't play
R.C. was a walk-on college football player at Oklahoma State. Go ahead.
What about Pop?
He played a little bit at Air Force. I think he was decent.
No NBA basketball.
No.
So all I'm saying is, KD, good. I've never said that I know more basketball than you. Never. I would never say that. But this notion that you're under, that because I didn't play the game, that I don't know the game, all you got to do is just watch. You watch something long enough. And the reason why I don't listen with sound is because I don't want it tainted. Whatever my opinion is, then people are like, well, you heard such. No, two people can come to the same conclusion. They can watch something, and two people see it the same way.
See us.
See us. Sometimes we agree, sometimes we don't. You have no idea, I can assure you, Skip Bayless have no idea where I'm going to go.
I have zero idea to a fault because I'm shell-shocked by some of your directions you take.
Exactly. And I have no idea where you're going to go. I'm just going to respond to what you say. So I get it. And I think sometimes that he thinks that the criticism that we levy against some of these players is unfair considering that we didn't play. All I'm saying is that I'm basing it on what I see. I don't really care about the stats. And as Draymond said, I'm not looking at the stats. And when we're going to talk about Jason Tatum, yeah, the stats say he didn't play well. But if you watch the games, you saw that he did things in other areas that would lead me to give him the grade that I'm going to give him. So that's the only thing that I have with Kevin Durant. I got no problem if Kevin Durant doesn't like some of the things that we say. I'm cool with that. That's his opinion. But where I'm going to push back is that I get my knowledge from Twitter. No, I get my knowledge and my understanding from having watched the game for damn near 40-plus years, looking at it and watching and seeing what should happen and what didn't happen, and then I give you my opinion on that. That's as simple. That's all I got for you, KD. Okay. I'm not finna go back and forth with you and raise my voice and scream and shout. Your boy about to be a granddad. I'm at peace with where I am right now.
Good. Now, allow me from across the table to double down on everything you just said about you. The reason I was looking forward to hearing your opinion about what Kevin said about us was you're a rare media member who lived on both sides of this fence at the highest level.
Correct.
You're in the Pro Football Hall of Fame. You played in 3 Super Bowls and you won all 3 Super Bowls. You know what it feels like to play that sport, the National Football League, which is a little more popular than the NBA.
Yeah.
You know what it feels like on the biggest stage
Right.
in that game to succeed at the highest level. And then you changed hats and you went, climbed up the fence and climbed over it and dropped down on my side of the fence.
Right.
And you compete with me every day on a level playing field.
Right.
So you know exactly what it feels like now to sit in my chair,
Right.
which has become your chair.
To
right?
criticize and to be criticized.
That is correct. And because you're going to take the onslaught from social media.
Correct.
Okay? You do more than I do because I just don't even, after a while,
Right.
this is 12 years ago, I just said, that's enough. I don't need it anymore. I can live just fine without it. But the point is, you know how it feels to be on the media side of the fence and on the superstar.
Right.
I'm going to go superstar. I mean, you're in the Pro Football
Right.
Hall of Fame. Somebody would say, well, I don't know about a
Yeah.
superstar. But star.
I was a very good
Star.
player.
You're a very good player. So you know, Mr. Durant, what it feels like to be Mr. Durant. You know exactly, you have worn those shoes, albeit in a different sport, at the very highest level.
Right.
At levels I'm not sure even Kevin has known, because you've been in 3. He did win 2 finals MVPs, but you were on some really good football
Right.
teams, and someday he'll be in the Basketball Hall of Fame. Seems like everybody gets in, but you are in a tough Hall of Fame to get into.
But you make a very good point, because the thing is, KD, I can speak to what it's like to be an athlete at an extremely high level. Not at your level. I'm not the equivalent player in football as you are in basketball, but I can speak to the mindset of what it's like to play championship caliber level play in big time games. That's it, KD. I'm not criticizing you personally. It's all about play, did or didn't, or any play. And when I say that he got upset because I said Marcus Smart, basketball IQ doesn't have anything to do with intellectual IQ. I'm not saying Marcus Smart is dumb when it comes to reading, writing, and doing things of that nature. But situations dictate your level of IQ, no matter what the sport is, Skip. If you have a 12-point lead and a team makes a run and they cut the lead all the way down to 1, don't come back and take a 3 with 18 seconds in the shot clock.
No.
That's what I mean by basketball IQ. Don't do dumb things. Don't don't take unnecessary risks. That's what basketball IQ is, KD.
Okay. Now, that's your side of this table.
Okay.
Now, for my side.
Okay.
Allow me to start with a tweet that I tweeted at Kevin as soon as I saw this on social media, because I've been through a lot with Kevin Durant.
Right.
So let me start by framing, if I could just read my tweet.
Okay.
This was my initial reaction to Kevin. Hey, Kevin Durant. As an embarrassed longtime defender/supporter of yours, I just wish you'd had the same energy for the Celtics you do for your usual bashing of media critics. The Celtics made you and me look sorry. Enjoy watching the finals. Period. End of story. What do I know about Kevin? It started back in 2012 when he took a shot at me for defending him versus Russell Westbrook, because Russ was starting to take more shots per game than Kevin. And one night, to the Oklahoman that I grew up reading and loving in Oklahoma City, he called the reporter over and said that I don't know anything about basketball, to your point. So now he's going to discredit me. I don't know anything about basketball, when in the end, he wound up leaving Oklahoma City because he just couldn't take Russell Westbrook anymore, because his point was, I can't win a championship with him as my primary decision maker and ball handler and point guard. Okay. Then he turned right around after winning his first MVP. The very next year, he goes to the All-Star game. I think it was in New York, as I recall. And on the Friday before big mass media session, he tells all those reporters, many of whom voted for him for MVP, you guys don't know SH about basketball. That was the quote. You don't know bleep about basketball.
And what? 50? And they voted for that MVP award.
Correct. You want to talk about biting the hand that fed you the MVP? What are you doing? Well, this is vintage, classic KD, who's had burner accounts on social media because he's got the thinnest skin of any superstar I have ever closely observed. I remain a fan of his as a basketball player, but it was pretty shameful what the Celtics did to him, because they basically made him say no mas. That's what happened. They attacked him with football-style basketball defense, and he shrank and quivered, and and basically quit in the end. He just couldn't function.
Well, his issue was with someone else, and he just brought us in it to get effect. If I got a problem with X, I don't need to bring Y and Z into it. I just got my issue. He was upset with something that Stephen A said. Well, Skip didn't say it. I didn't say it. So if it was something that I had said and you want to call me out, I got no problem with that. If it was something that you said, address you. People get upset with me. Well, Skip said this. That's Skip. I didn't say it. Your issue is with Skip. It's not with me. It's not with my partner.
Yeah. Okay, now for Kevin's biggest issue that we, you and I, as media critics, help change the game for the worse. Kevin, I can't tell you how wrong you are about that, because we have fueled the interest in and ultimately the popularity of your game. I'll take a very small little piece of credit for that. Very small.
Okay.
But trust me, people come to us because we're on fire with the NBA.
Right.
And people are on fire because we help them be on fire with it. So the more we talk about it, no matter what we say, good, bad, or indifferent, what's the oldest cliche in the media world? Any publicity is good publicity. This is great publicity for the sport that has been on the popularity rise.
These shows exist for a reason. It's not an accident, Skip.
Yeah. Well, they feed the beast, man.
Thank you. And as long as people were saying, or they talk about KD, I mean, certain guys, all they do is speak positive about KD. No matter how bad he plays, they'll speak positive. And he never says anything. But I'm one of the few, and if you play bad, you just played bad. I'm not saying that you're a bad player, but you had a bad game. And that should be pointed out. Hell, I didn't play great. I'm not going to